What's going on, everybody? It's Top Bets. We're checking back in. We got our PGA live stream coming at you guys here on the dot for Farmers Insurance Open. We got, as always, formerly known as Teaser Nation. I'm still going to refer to him as Teaser. I'll never let that go. But he's with Bet with the Boys now. So make sure you guys go check him out on Twitter at what is it? BWTB _ golf.
_ golf. Yeah. Yep.
Make sure you guys go check him out. We will be here each and every tonight is just a Tuesday night stream because obviously it starts tomorrow. But we should be back each and every Tuesday around 7:30 each and every Tuesday. So we got the Farmers Insurance, we got the Torrey Pines, we got the South Course and the North Course. I'm actually going to be able to play the North Course coming up here in about a month. Not playing the South Course because I don't want to shoot a 200, but I will shoot a 150 here at the North Course. So check in with me there about a month. It's going to be a nightmare out there, but it'll be fun. It'll be a good experience. So how are we feeling tonight, Teaser? And what are you liking tonight?
It's been a rough start to the season, man. I tell you, outright market. I don't think anyone's really hit an outright unless I guess Chris Kirk, someone could have had a 200 to 1 on him, but I mean, no one had an amateur winning last week. So I was,
and then no one had Grayson Murray.
Grayson Murray, another 401. So it's been a struggle. A couple top 20s. Hadwin was pretty easy top 20 last week, but hopefully it kind of turns this week. DraftKings kind of was weird this week with some odds with the outrights in the top 20s we were noticing. So we'll kind of get into that, but.
Yeah. And as always, if you guys have tuned in before, make sure if you guys are on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you guys are on X, hit that repost button. We would appreciate the love here. We are doing this, obviously, for the enjoyment of you guys. So make sure you guys show some support for the stream, and we'll keep it coming each and every week. And as always, if you want premium picks, I just signed up with Dub Club, so we'll see how that goes. All the premium picks are on Dub Club. So the link is actually not in the description. It's on my Twitter page. So make sure you guys check out those. I will always give out my PGA for free, but there could be some matchups or live bets that I give out for that. So make sure you guys are subscribed on Dub Club. And then you're in the Bet with the Boys Discord, correct? Where can they find you guys?
That's in my link in Twitter as well in the bio. So, just free Discord to join I'm kind of partnered with them. So, I mean, you would kind of have to, if you want VIP, I'm in there with them. So you kind of have to buy the whole bundle, but it's worth it. Kind of check it out, get in the Discord and, talk in the chat a little bit, see how you like it. So we'll see.
Perfect. All right. If you guys have any other additional questions, throw them in the chat. We will go over some DFS chalk, some DFS value, some sleepers, go through our placement card, some top 20s, some top 40s, and then our outrights to end it. And as always, we will tweet out our official card afterwards. So if you do miss the show, screw you, but you do get a full card at the end of the night. So maybe if we get enough exposure, we should be able to just send it to the end of the show and have a graphic up or something like that, and screw everybody that doesn't tune in. All right, so we got the South Course, we got the North Course of Torrey Pines. What type of player / attributes are we supposed to target here, Teaser?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll start with the South Course. That's obviously the more famous one. That's what they're going to be using over the weekend after the first 2 rounds. So really, there's 7 par 4s over 450 yards. That's one key thing. So I think it's about 450 to 500, where most of them fall into. Features 3 par 3s over 200 yards, so they're pretty long, and then 2 par 5s over 600 yards. So those 2 are not really gettable as well. So if you can grab a few birdies there on the par 5s and the par 3s, that's the guys who will be in contention here. Like you said, the player who's, game fits well here emphasizes long irons. So we're going to kind of see like 175 to 200 plus on proximity. And then we talked about the North Course. It's obviously the easier of the two, like you mentioned before. I think 10 holes average below par. So, I mean, really, whatever day you play, that Thursday or Friday, that's kind of the day you have to go somewhat low to kind of get into the weekend and, fight the South Course. And then really here again, just like last week, I know we didn't have a stream, but the big thing was course history last week.
Mm-hmm.
Will be a theme this week as well. Also, guys who are from California, the POA greens, just kind of the West Coast greens, they're kind of familiar with it. You got to really know how to putt on those. So if you kind of grew up there, you really know. So just for example, Max Homa, Cantley, Thigala grew up there. So, just guys, we may target this week just because of that. And
Yeah.
also 11 players who posted multiple top 15s here. I'll name a few. Zalatoris, who I'm still questionable on just because of the injury coming off of it. He would be an auto play here. It's just a little iffy. Xander, Matsuyama, Luke List, Sungjae, Homa, Finau, Jason Day, and Rose. And really, with all 11 of those guys, I wouldn't call all of them elite off the tee, but they're pretty long off the tee, most of them, and they're good at keeping it in the fairway mostly. And then just briefly, comp courses. Really, I'm not too big into it this week, but really just the identity of the course is the narrow fairways and the penal rough. So you got to be in the fairway this week. They used the U.S. Open here a couple years ago, so it's one of those tough courses. So yeah, a couple comps: Bay Hill, where we see in March, Muirfield Village, and Riviera, which is also in California. All those have emphasis on hitting fairways and keeping it out of the rough.
Yeah. Yeah, weather won't be too much of a factor as well for this week. It looks like all the wind is pretty calm, so don't need to worry about that. Tee time wise, for advantages there for DFS. Last week was a big shift, but this week there should not be, so it should be pretty straightforward. We do have 3 to 4, close to 5 guys pushing 20% plus ownership. You got Morikawa, Xander, Homa, Keegan, Sungjae, and Thigala all reaching up there. So if you guys are playing them, make sure you guys differentiate yourself with some of these sleeper picks that we'll give out and some value picks that we like for DFS this week. But yeah, so we got long bombers this week. We got to make sure I'm pretty much emphasizing that and ball striking and approach 200 to 225 over elite short game. I think that can be overlooked here.
I will say
with
the
ball striking.
one stat that I will add in, like you said, around the greens, not that much, but I would say bogey avoidance, which obviously takes in everything. I think that's one key stat that I learned last year that kind of is very consistent. Like when that pops up on somebody, he usually does good that week. So
I like that. I like it. So yeah, we have the Fantasy National model here, and we got Morikawa at the top. What do you think about him this week? I've seen a lot of love for him. I just can't get there. What do you think?
Right now, what is he, 12 to 1?
Yeah.
I'll give a spoiler. I won't say what I'm gonna say what I'm taking him in, but I do like someone else in that range, and that's Homa. I'd rather go him than Morikawa, but I don't mind Morikawa. I haven't really checked his recent form here, how he's played. Let me double check that.
He does fit the mold of
not
worrying about like the short game and the putting or anything like that, because his ball striking is just absolutely elite. But for whatever reason, I'm just not getting to him. And
I don't trust him really though. I mean,
when was the 3 here last year? You got third last year.
Third last year, yeah. I mean, I don't really trust him to we've seen him in contention a lot lately, and he hasn't done much with it. I mean, he could potentially go 7 under the first day, and I wouldn't even be worried he's going to win because we've seen him kind of crumble on Sundays. So, I think this week also another thing I'll mention is I may have a little less outrights at the beginning of the week, and I may attack like maybe a live outright going into Saturday or Sunday. I think that could be a play this week at this type of course as well. So,
yep, I'm good with that. So, all right, let's get into some of our placement bets. You got any top 40s here?
No, that's you, man. That's your market. I can't do it.
So I got like 4 people that I'm targeting. I got 3 that I'm for sure going after. And so if you're on DraftKings or FanDuel, I don't know what DraftKings was doing, But so just for instance here, Will Zalatoris for a top 40 on DraftKings is minus 140. But if you go to FanDuel, he's plus 135. Why? I don't know. And it's multiple people that are minus heavy juice on DraftKings and they're plus money on FanDuel. So if anybody has a clue out there why they're doing that, I don't know. But I'm going to take advantage of FanDuel. So my first one that I'm playing, and I cannot believe I'm playing him. It was between him and Daniel Berger, but I'm gonna be a step ahead on Will Zalatoris here. And guy's played this course phenomenally well. I think he's won this. No, he's got second, third, and I think seventh. So for whatever reason, a lot of people are off of him, obviously with the coming back from the injury, but he's actually played better coming back. And so Zalatoris plus 135. I would say significant value from minus 140 on DK. So let me put a full unit on Willie Z to bounce back and see if we can take a run at the outright. But I'm not going to fully go that route, but let's go the safe route and go top 40. And then my other two, Taylor Pendrith at plus 160 is another play that I'm eyeing here. And then Sam Stevens as my long shot here at plus 240. And then my long shot, which I don't even think is a long shot. He's just not someone that you would think of too much of is Kevin Yu. And his total driving intrigues me here that he can stay in route to the top. But at top 40, I think he's like plus 130 ish. So I'll finalize it. I'm for sure betting Willie Z, and I'm probably set on Pendrith, but I'm debating on Stevens or Kevin Yu, and I'll be playing these four pretty heavily in my DraftKings lineups. You have Sam Stevens, who's coming in at a mere 2% ownership at 7,000, and Willie Z is coming in around 5 to 6%. I think that's going to steam up a little bit as you go at 8K. So you have a lot of these people, and then Kevin Yu is another sub 5 guy. So I think those are some good guys to target both in DFS and then target as well into the DFS market for sure. All right. And what we got for top 20s? You got top 20s at all?
Yeah, right. I'm debating on a couple, but I think I have two for sure locked in right now. The first one I'm going to go, I will check FanDuel for after, but as of right now, I have Taylor Pendrith at plus 350 on DraftKings. If I can get a better number on FanDuel.
For top 20?
Yeah, for top 20. So we'll see if I can get a better number there on FanDuel. I don't know if you have it pulled up, but.
Let me see. Hey, Michael Porter Jr. shot a 3-pointer and he made it. Good job.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm sweating out a same game parlay, and it's frustrating the piss out of me that MPJ can't make a damn 3. So what do you want? We got the Pendrith for FanDuel?
Top 20, yeah.
Let's pull it up. More wagers. We got the finishing positions. What was your number?
350.
350. Taylor Pendrith, 350. So that's about right. That's about right.
Yeah, no. So yeah, definitely 350. 2022, he came tied 16th here. He kind of fits the mold once again, long off the tee. I think distance, he was like plus 24 here, like driving distance. So he was like way above the average. Approach game, pretty well. Played pretty well here. And then last year, I think he was tied for 60, but I was looking at the leaderboard. I think he came in 1 under going into Sunday, and he went 6 over on the last day. So kind of just, one round. He was still there. If he went 2 under, he would have got a top 20. So I like his game here. Pretty long off the tee is kind of what I'm looking for. So,
yep, definitely. So my couple top 20s that I got, I'll have one additional one after the show. But my first one, I'm going back to the guy who cashed my top 20 last week. Yeah, he did. And it's Sung Jae M. Going back to him plus 110 over on FanDuel for 1 unit. Guy has been a machine. He literally plays all the time. And if you look at his strokes gained, literally, it just goes straight up. each and every time. It never dipped. If it dipped, it would dip like this much, a little bit. Otherwise, it is like just like it's like the ideal thing you want your investments to look like, just straight, straight up.
Yeah.
So it's just very consistent, and his results here speak for themselves. A 4th, 6th, 32nd, 36th, 52. He's literally gotten better each and every time. Do I think he's got a chance to win? Yeah. I took his outright last week, so I'm kind of a little butthurt that I don't want to do it again this week, but I'm not going to miss out. I'm just going to take his top 20 plus 110. And then you have, which a lot of people are on this guy as well, is Sahith Theegala for good measure.
Mm-hmm.
He's from around there, I believe. Got 4th here last year, 25th the year before, and then 8th in 21 with a miscut in 20. I just came off a miscut, which concerns me a little bit, but a good number here with a top 20 number at plus 160 over on FanDuel. And then I'm also going to double dip. I'm going to splurge on one of my outrights right here, and it's going to be Theegala at 35-1. I think he started around like 50 or 55-1, and it's kind of worked its way down as a lot of more people have got on him. So I haven't got the most perfect number here. Do see some value still with 35-1. And I will have more of a long shot outright on the official card. I just haven't decided which one I want, but I'm eyeing somebody 50-1 and higher because I have my next one is extremely chalky. And if you've probably tuned in, you probably know exactly who I'm going to, and I'm going to always regret that. So we'll get to that in a little bit here. So what do you got? Do you have any other top 20s?
So that was the guy I literally just added was Theegala plus, I think DraftKings was 160 or something. But yeah, I mean, I can just expand a little bit. Like the model I made today, I mean, the scary thing is the last 24 rounds, the fairways gained. He's like 133rd. That's like the one issue with him is his miss is off the tee, which is kind of an issue here. But strokes gained around the greens, bogey avoidance, pretty good. Birdies are better gained. Like you talked about his course history. The par fours is where I kind of looked with him is the 450 to 500 range. He's 5th in the model. So, I mean, he's really good on par fours. Par threes, even 200 to 225. He's top 15 as well. Mm-hmm. And like we talked about, another California guy, it kind of seems like you always got to see these narratives when his family and friends are around, he plays the best. You always see, they always hype it up on TV when they're, their family is in, he likes being at home. So he just feels comfortable there. So that's really the reason for me.
One guy that I've seen in our model that I've seen it in a lot of other models, seen some other people write him up. What do you think of Eric Cole this week? He's an intriguing name to me. I want to take his top 20. He's currently at 33-1 to win it. What do you think of Eric Cole?
Oh my God. I don't think I've ever taken a bet on this guy. Honestly, I really don't.
He literally checks every box though that we need. He does.
But the funny thing is, I think people think he checks every box every single week. Like this guy's like the next Tiger Woods. Every week it's like Eric Cole, and then DraftKings people hammer him down to like 25-1 every week. It's like, I mean, Jesus, like he's not. I don't know his like recent. I would have to look it up, but like, has he won yet? Like, I don't really trust him to win.
I remember being on him like early last year. He hasn't won. He got 13th at Sony, 14th at Century, 13th at Sony, and 21st last week at the Amex.
I guess he's been pretty solid, but yeah, I mean,
he's missed the cut last year here, and that's the only time he's played here.
Yeah, I mean the top 20, that's fine. It looks like last year off the tee he lost -2. That's also, I mean, I won't put that too much against him because he was kind of just breaking in on tour. That was kind of like is coming out when you were on him. You were saying that was kind of March where he got hot for that stretch. So it was a little before, but I mean, he is coming in hot. So I guess, I don't know. Like, I kind of like seeing, like, I still don't know what he's like very good at. Like, I can't get a read on him yet. He's still kind of new. So it's like, I'll stay off until I like understand him fully, I would say.
Yeah. I'm just going to plain and simple how I zig when everybody else zags. So everybody's going on him. I'm obviously not going to be on him.
Right.
It's kind of like when everyone's on Jordan Spieth. I'm just not going to play him. But if no one says anything about Jordan Spieth that week, you hammer him. You put him in
And
100% of your DFS lineups.
it already
And-
happened this year at Century. I was all over Spieth when no one was. No one was on him at the Century.
Yeah.
First, yeah, and he came top 5. He should have won, but
Yeah. It's this tale as old as time. If no one's on Jordan Spieth, you play him 100%.
very true. Yeah.
That's what I always try to do each and every week is try to see who everybody is on and go the exact opposite.
That's why I honestly, I agree.
Like this week, I haven't seen much love for Patrick Cantlay, but I kind of like him, and I don't want to take him, but I'm probably going to play a heavy dose of him in my DraftKings lineups. But I could see him obviously doing well. West Coast, right?
Yeah, I've seen so many people fade him this week because obviously the outright number you can't really take.
Yeah.
But why fade him? Like people, it loves Xander still. I'd rather have Cantlay than Xander, but that's just me.
You're going to break my heart because that's my final outright that we got for the show here, and I hate it. I absolutely freaking hate it. But I'm doing my one and done, and I'm gonna go Xander. I'm just gonna try to get somebody that's hot, that's starting out the gate hot. It's 10th at the Century, 3rd at the Amex. Let's see if we can get an outright here. 9-1's a terrible number. I hate it. But if you guys have tuned in, I have like my levels that I take my outrights, and he fits that more conservative one at 9-1. Obviously, the favorite. If you can grab him at a different number live, probably be best. But you never know. He could just come out to the gate and be hot. But you can't go against him here as well. He's got a 13th, 34th, and has a runner-up as well. So he knows the course well. He checks a lot of boxes. You can't go wrong with Xander. And I tend to agree. I'm probably going to play a significantly more amount of Patrick Cantlay than Xander in DFS, just because of the difference in, you basically have a 10 to 15% difference in ownership going from Cantlay to Xander, who is literally $100 less. So it's the ultimate great pivot is Patrick Cantlay over Xander in DFS. Still, I'm riding with Xander at 9-1. It's not a great. I'm not happy about it, but we're going to go with it too. I'm surprised you didn't shun me for that.
I was going to say. I don't think if you want to play for outrights, it's like I would prefer Cantlay just because I think he can win better in these scenarios. But for everything else, I don't think you can go wrong. And if DFS lineups, you were saying Cantlay would be a pivot, but you're not going to go wrong with Xander. I'm sure he gets a top 20. It's not I don't think he's going to miss the cut,
Right. Oh yeah. I don't think that either.
So,
do you got any matchups you're going with?
Yeah, I'll say my 2 outrights. I think I got 2 outrights that I think I'm confident in, but obviously the one we haven't even talked about him that much yet. But I'm playing Max Homa at 12-1. I don't care that he won last year. This guy's made me a lot of money the last couple of years. I think he's so consistent. Where he's going to play well, where he's going to play bad and lay off of him. So I just like him again. He loves the California. In my model, top 10. What he does well, birdies are better gained. He's good off the tee. And really, the most strongest part of his game is really the proximity, which is what we're looking at this week. And the 175 to 225 is kind of his bread and butter. Those long irons is really what Max Homa is, a lead at these days. So, I'm going to go that. I do like the 12-1. I think that's honestly the best guy on the top of the board. I could be wrong in the end, but I'd rather go him than the other 3. And then I just added. I completely forgot about this guy. I'll probably do 3 outright, so I'll have one later. But I'm gonna go Sepp Straka at 50-1.
Man, I looked at that. I looked at him. He fits the mold.
I'm gonna do it. I'm not expecting him obviously to win, but sometimes you just got to do it. So, obviously he's horrendous around the greens. Doesn't really scare me here, but you can't even say anything about him. I'm just going to go Sepp Straka because he could literally win or go 10 over. So I'm not even going to keep going into detail because I don't know. I really don't. So
What's he got? 13th, miscut, 32nd, and 16th finish here.
Which
Not
isn't
terrible.
bad. Yeah.
Not terrible. Yeah. It's it is definitely he's definitely in my player pool. And I believe he's actually a little bit more higher on than I want, but he's came down a little bit. He's at 14%. So at 8,600, a little steep, but still I'm okay with that. So let me fire off some sleepers for the DFS community. And we are going to go. So I already talked about Zalatoris, Stevens, and Berger. Is it Moronk?
Yeah, Adrian Moronk, yeah.
Moronk, he's at 5% at 8.2 is a good one. Michael Kim, right around 6 to 7% is a good one. Don't forget about Emiliano Grillo at 5%. And then the dark horse of the week, that is just so disgusting. I hate playing this guy. But Gary Woodland.
Jesus, man.
I was waiting for it. He's 7K, and he's coming in about 2% on. But hear me out. He's played this course since 2011. The guy probably knows this course better than half the field, 3/4 of the field. And he has not a top 5, but he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 20s. But the last 4 years, miscut 48th, 39th, and 62. So let's just see. Hey, let's just see what we got. It's a good high risk DFS play. Gary Woodland, 2% on. Let's see if he makes the cut and makes some noise. But I'm not opposed to it.
Maybe you'll get prime Gary Woodland this week because that was 19 Gary Woodland in the back when he was prime. Man. But I'll say one guy we haven't really talked about. I've seen him a lot this week, where I've heard him a little bit on Twitter and stuff like that. But Harris English, that's why I'm a little scared to go to him. He does have really bad history here outside of the U.S. Open where he came top 5. I think that's why everyone's on him because, I mean, we've kind of seen him on leaderboards at majors the past couple of years in the U.S. Opens. So, he can kind of fit the mold at a tough course. And when he's on, there was that span in 2021 where he was winning and in contention a lot. So, I mean, it really depends on what Harris English you're getting, but I think he's got off to a pretty good start this year as well. So,
yeah, then you got the Jason Day, who's got the best course history of all time.
Yeah, I can't touch that, man.
He's only 11% in DFS, which with the course history, you would think he'd be the number 1 guy.
Yeah, if you want to get risky, go Matsuyama.
Matsuyama as well. Yep,
he has great course history. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Day has a 1st, 5th, 16th, miscut, 3rd, and the 7th. I mean, and 2 firsts and a 2nd. Yeah, I mean, the course history is unbelievable. So I'm just glad that I think the field is getting a lot sharper and going off of some good modeling and good data points here. But I think we've really forgot about this guy. What do you think? So this is probably he's got to be the most talked about player.
I know you're going to say too. Yeah.
Does it rhyme with Min Woo Lee?
Yeah, I was just going to say I know where you're going with that one.
I mean, God, it was like Max Homa last year that everyone was talking about, and then he kind of played very, very well. And now it's Min Woo Lee. And
it's just that's the one thing I hate about like the golf community and the betting community with it. It's just like, I mean, Min Woo Lee's been here for years, and now they're just hyping him up because he got his card. It's like I've known about him for years. It's not like
remember that major run that he had last year. The major run that he had last year was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's always
but no one knew about him. Yeah, we talked about him early on.
But it's like I don't understand like why are we taking a 20-1 on Min Woo Lee to win the Farmers Insurance? I really don't get that. I'm on it. Like it just confuses the hell out of me. Like everyone's always about value. Like where's the value in that? I don't get that. But
no, it's just I think it's a group think decision. Let's do that. It's a very, very group. I mean, but just the fact that he hasn't played here before, anybody that hits the ball far and long and straight is definitely okay here. So it's not the end of the world if someone hasn't played here. Let's make that officially clear.
That's true.
We just do favor course history to most. So,
Mhm.
yeah, with that, we'll get up on out of here. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We got our placements and outrights, talked about it, some DFS talk, and we'll finalize our cards and we'll tweet them out to our respective Twitter followers. So from Dot and Bet with the boys, we'll be getting up on out of here, and we'll be back next Tuesday. What's the next tournament?
I think Pebble Beach next week. Yeah.
Pebble Beach.
So that's another course where we're going to be having 3 courses. Woo! Can't wait.
Yeah, you guys can tell I just take it 1 week at a time. If I get too far ahead of myself, it's not good.
Yeah, I think after Pebble, that's when we get into kind of it's the grind season. Where it's just week after week is a good week. So
yeah, but man, we were close. I was close with the Keegan. We're gonna hit an hour. Right, we got to.
We will. We will.
All right, we will see you guys next week, and we'll get up and out of here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. See you guys.